I'm super excited seeing you here today. And I had a fantastic walk in nature. Then I was, as a dentist, had a kind of a cleaning on my teeth and sitting here now for about 3 hours. I have finished my etching tutorial, what I recorded on the weekend. And I want to give you the link later if you want to have it and watch it or listen to it or share it. So what is etching, how it's working, what does it has to do with somatic consent, with the sensory inflow, with a 3-minute game and the entire shebang. Super excited to share that with you. And let's do a quick check-in. From where in the world are you and how do you feel right now? Something quick and short, and it's not what's the word? It's not duty to share. If you don't want to share, you don't share. Say, no, I pass, and then you don't say anything. And who would like to share? Just a quick check-in. Name, where you're from, and how do you feel right now?
I can start. Marina, Finland, and I'm in the outdoor kitchen. It's autumn and 5 degrees. Yes, but I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Few words. Marina is the inventor from Ritual Play. This is the best thing after the 3-minute game.
Thank you.
Okay, who want to go next? So unmute yourself and jump in.
Yeah, there you go. Hi, my name is Magnus. I am new to this space. I come with curiosity. Here I am from Stockholm, Sweden. So I'm a bit excited to be here. I'm also a bit hungry, so I will go off camera and see to my physical needs also in the beginning here. Thank you.
All right. Thanks and welcome. Yes, please, Jessica.
I am Nahoy, and I live in Sweden.
Yes.
I am energized after a Tantra festival in Gothenburg this weekend, and feeling excited about this video meeting as well.
Hi, and welcome, Nahoy.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. I'm Chris. I'm from Germany. I had a festival this weekend where I had my own workshop about sacred touch, the way to touch. So a lot about Matt's work. Almost all of it was Matt's work in it. So it went great. I feel kind of a lot of joy today.
Perfect. You made it yours. It's your work now.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Who's next?
Can you see me? This is Lahi in Hawaii. I don't.
No. I can see your picture, but we can hear you clear and loud.
Okay. I'm on my phone, so I'm not that good at using Zoom. But anyway, I'm checking in. It's 8 in the morning. It's 25 degrees Celsius, and I'm getting ready for my day. So I'll listen in as long as I can. And I'm happy to be here and excited about the content. Mahalo.
Oh, hey. Welcome. Have we met in Hawaii? Do we know from Hawaii?
I also go by Kea. I met you at Robert Silber's place many years ago.
Yeah, that's over 10 years ago. All right. Welcome.
Okay, so I can go next.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Jessica. I'm down south from Sweden, Malmö. And it's my first Monday meeting. So I'm usually have my kids and I cannot be on. So I'm very excited that I can be here tonight. Thank you.
All right. Welcome, Jessica.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Victor, and I live close to Gothenburg, Sweden. Me as well was on a Tantra festival this weekend, so I feel powered up and a bit energy hangovered. It's the first time I'm joining this meeting, and feels nice. I've felt inspired by you for some time.
Welcome in the decompression phase after the festival.
Everybody, this is Jasmine from Mumbai, India. And I'm excited to be a part of this session. Thank you, Matt.
Welcome to India. Welcome back.
Hello, my name is Walt. I've been with you, Matthias, virtually in some meetings, but I follow for maybe 2 years your Somatic Consent. I'm enjoying this 3-minute game. A year ago, I was completely excited about that. And about my work, I was in the armoring retreat and tantric massage retreat in Oceanic in Brazil. So in kind of now it's a kind of months of inactivity, and I feel I need something to do.
All right. Let's see how we can reignite your activities. Welcome. Okay.
So I'm going very short. Hi, everybody. I'm David from Italia. I'm Italian. Now I'm here in Somatic Consent for 2 years. I'm a follower for sure, but also Tantra, the armoring, all these things. And I just come from cooking for 3 hours and I'm looking forward to relax.
All right. Welcome, David. Okay, who next? Janelle. Okay, so if you don't have your camera on yet, Magnus, I think you did, but RJ, you haven't. Please, could you turn on your camera that we see you're a real human being behind the... That would be really kind. Or unmute yourself and introduce yourself with a few words. That would be really nice. Can you hear me, RJ? No. Okay. So now sound, now video. I will remove you. Except you just have the next 2 minutes. If somebody else would like to share their check-in, then you can stay. If not, I will say goodbye to you. Okay, here he goes, or it goes. Yeah, Magnus, I've seen you. Perfect. So I've seen everybody then. So hi and welcome. We start with the hand meditation. Who has not done the hand meditation? Can you raise your hand? Okay, so I guess to a degree everybody did, because this is one of the main components of this entire work. And I will talk more about that in a little bit. And I switch my screen here, and so that you can see my hands and know what I'm doing. And so the invitation for the hand meditation is just lean back, sit relaxed for the next about maybe 8 to 10 minutes, just getting your awareness in your hands, in your body, and choose something that you take in your hand. Can be anything. I have a piece of wood here, can be a cloth, or whatever you have. And 1 second, I just need to close the door. All right, so okay, important is that you lean back, that your shoulders and your spine is relaxed, and experiment with different settings, eyes open, eyes closed. And so make sure that there is no goal here, nothing to get, nothing to give, just to make connection with the object in your hand. So label it, name it, what's the purpose of it, what are you using it for, or what could you use it for, and in the next 10 minutes or so, you just use it just for the meditation. And the way how we go into that, what I would like to introduce you is, the first step is you check the temperature of the object. Is it round? Is it sharp? Is it dense? Is it heavy? Or is it fragile? This one is fragile. It broke before when I tested it. And doesn't matter what your speed of movement is. I invite you for the next step to slow down your speed of movement by half and slow it down by half again. And you either move the object over your hand or you move your hand over the object. What we're looking for is this tinglish, pleasant electromagnetic sensation. It is pleasurable or pleasant. And go on the journey of where it feels good and tinglish, maybe between your fingers or your fingertips, your nail bed or your palm. And just sense, just feel. Experiment with different areas and eyes open and eyes closed. And if you find a spot that feels really nice and sweet, then stay there if you choose. Or if you choose to move to another place, that's fine too. And at any time, if you have some thoughts going on in your mind, it's welcome. Bring your attention straight back to your hands, to the sensation. Or if you have some feelings coming up, they're welcome too. Tears or joy. And bring your attention straight back to this sensation in your hands. So training that muscle of your attention. And just stay focused with this. Experience that in your hands. And whatever you sense here doesn't mean anything, it doesn't go anywhere. There's nothing to give, nothing to get. Just the pure sensation while you move your hands by choice. Gentle and slowly movement down till they stop. Stay there for a moment. And just notice what you notice within your body. What's going on there right now. And in your own way, opening up your eyes, bringing attention back to the screen. And question is now, what did you notice? What was going on? What do you feel now? And how did you felt before, and what shifted, or did something shifted? And anybody who would like to say something, feel free to unmute yourself and just share us your experience.
I felt I'm getting impatient. I have a lot to do, and I'm thinking like, you need to do this, you need to do that, blah 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 blah.
So it was hard to stay focused on the sensation.
I just came back
Okay, good.
to the hands. Yeah.
I think this is very common. Many people can relate to that. Anybody else? Yes, Victor, please.
I feel like I tapped into slow motion mode. Similar when I open up to Reiki healing, when everything's just tinnitus sounds, and yeah.
Nice, thank you. Yes, please, Waltz.
I slowed down as well, and I realized that I feel a little bit very light headaches, and so I feel that I was a bit out of body feelings, and now I'm more in. And what I realized that this tingling sensation in my hands was just felt once, so I was coming back and it disappeared immediately. For other times, I remember I could stay, but now it was like I found the sweet spot. But when I try it next time, it's already gone. I need to find next one.
Right.
And at some point, I felt some connection with my other parts of body. For example, my lips, and one point other parts as well.
All right, thank you.
I can I capture myself all the time wondering so many things about, like, okay, so I see you do it mostly in the hand like this, but I tend to want to go up here as well and experiment. Do you have any comment on that? Can I use the whole hand, or is it just the inner side of it?
Oh, you can totally use the whole hand, so there is no right or wrong. The difference is just in the front of the hands, you have different sets of nerve endings than on the back side of the hands. And you will feel more and differently when you do the front side. And most people have kind of a numbness in their nerves, and they just go there where they feel more. And then there's a way you can actually, from spaces where you feel something already, to spaces where you don't feel that much, and you just actually start to activate different areas where you don't feel that much, but you just play with it and experiment where you feel the most. So this is your own journey of awakening different areas and spots.
Yeah.
And during this entire session, I invite you to keep that in your hand. So as you see there on that, I have a back monitor. So I constantly play with stuff in my hands. It keeps me present. So I invite you to do the same. It will not hurt you. Yes, please, Walt.
It's kind of question or comment, because I realize sometimes when I talk with somebody, I would like to play with something, like for example with that one. But then this person told to me, I feel you are not with me, you are playing with something. But now you say completely opposite. You say it keeps you present. But so I'm a little bit confused now, because I feel the same. I feel more present when I play with something, not just looking in eyes and do nothing with my body.
Mm-hmm. So whose responsibility or right is that to take something in your hand and do with that what you want to do when you connect with somebody else?
Except we have maybe some agreements that we do not play with our body during the conversation.
Okay. I personally would always recommend that you, as an autonomous self-agent being, you just take in your hand and do with your hand whatever you want. And if that keeps you more present when you're connected with another person, then so be it. So this is absolutely your right and your responsibility. And if somebody can't deal with that, then they might have to look into themselves. So I would highly recommend you to take in your hand whenever, however, whatever you like, and play with whatever you want to. So I personally wouldn't care about that. I don't think that this is something that somebody else can interfere in yourself. Just saying. Okay, anybody else? For the case, Jessica, you want to speak? Your microphone is muted. Okay, so I've seen Magnus then. Would you like to say something while you work out, Jessica? Unmute yourself.
Jessica is online.
Okay, no. Okay, go
Thank
for
you.
it.
I'm not used to Zoom. Yeah, I'm feeling more grounded now than before. Sometimes I was like, because I was holding the object in one hand and giving touch to the other one, and then it came this who's giving and who's taking, which hand is it, because it's pleasant to hold onto it also. And yeah, that came up. And then after a while I thought I found a boring object. And I wanted to change object. So yeah, but then I really found some spots that was really present and really yeah, really nice to touch.
Can I speak one moment into that, what you said?
Yes, please.
Because, and I just want to share my screen for that again with the hands. So you have two hands, and if you just touch with one hand here, or you touch with the object on your hand, then which one is the giving, which one is the receiving hand? And this is coming from the dualistic perception of the mind. Yeah, because it all lands in the same feeling center. There is no giving or receiving hand. It's just that you are giving and receiving at the same time, and the hands in itself, the mind is trying to divide that into a giving and receiving section, but it's actually, there is no giving nor receiving. You just experience, and that's the difference than giving or receiving. So you're the giver and the receiver at the same time. Okay, switch that back. And then Magnus, you were about to unmute yourself and speak.
Yeah, no, I was going to say almost the same thing as Jessica, actually, that I feel very calm and relaxed and grounded after the exercise. I was really enjoying the small sensations in my skin. I also changed object to from something that was quite smooth, and then I found a toothpick to play with, which was very, very nice. Yeah, I will continue to play with toothpicks. That's a very nice thing to do. Keep myself present here, for instance. Thank you.
And I just want to welcome you, Rickard. So Rickard has been here many times. You're too late. You don't get an introduction time. So, but you're more than welcome. Rickard knows the confidentiality structure. He knows the call. But welcome, Rickard. Victor, yes.
A question. Is there, from a nervous system point of view, a difference between holding with the right hand and stroke the left hand, or the other way around?
I would say this fits into the domain of self-exploration, and it depends on if somebody's left or right-handed. I know that the right hand is connected to the left brain, and the left brain is connected to the right hand, and it depends on if you are in a woman's or in a man's body. I personally think it doesn't make any difference. Yeah. I personally have the tendency to use my right hand and move on my left hand. This is more like a habit, I guess. And I really have to make an effort to use my left hand and move on the right hand. But that's individual different. I don't think it makes much difference, left hand or right hand. But explore, discover what's there for you. Yeah. All right, anybody else? And I would like to say a few words. So today, the topic is edging. Yeah. And there are a few sayings about that. You know, let's say the entire body of work that I'm doing. So I've published that book, Orgasmic Blueprint, and one of my mentors, Harry Fedis, the inventor of the 3-minute game, had this workshop, you know, in 2008 in the Body School of Electric, owned by Joseph Kramer. It's in the Bay Area in US. And Joseph Kramer, I haven't met him in person. He came to a few calls that I had, and on one call he said that he got bored by touching objects. Yeah, he said on one point, because Betty Martin was actually taking a river stone in her hand and say just like, well, you just start to feel your hands on the river stone because the river stone can't give anything back or nothing comes back. So making the distinction between direct and indirect pleasure. And then Joseph Kramer said, I don't want to touch rocks. I want to touch cocks. So he just actually made that as a phrase. I don't want to start rocks. I want to start cocks. Cocks, not rocks, in a way. And that was really funny because the kind of bigger implication of this hand exercise is based on the sensory inflow. Yeah, the sensory inflow is the direct route of pleasure. So when you feel it with your hands, it goes through your nervous system straight into your head, into your brain, into your feeling center, and it activates different areas of your feeling center. And there is this saying around, when your hands will get it, the rest of your body will get it. So meaning there are so many nerve endings in your hands, more than anywhere else outside on your body except your mouth and your genitals. And because there are so many nerve endings in your hands dedicated in your brain, that the entire outside periphery of your brain is kind of dedicated to the hands, because there's so many filigrane things you can do with your hands. And the hands are literally, you know, the antennas of the soul to reach out to make a 3D reality of the world. But fact is that you have more nerve ending in your genitals than in your hands. But, you know, starting that exercise here with a room of stranger or people know each other, it would be kind of difficult to get our genitals out and feeling something up with. So therefore, the hand meditation is a very appropriate way of starting it. But, you know, when it comes to intimacy, to sensuality, and to sexuality, and I have explained that in some calls and in many equations, when you actually feeling with your hands and when you start touching areas in your body, they're feeling very kind of sensual and delicious, and your genitals start to get activated, you will notice that you don't feel your hands anymore because there are more nerve ending in your genitals. You feel your genitals. Yeah, so the wiring of your genitals will override the sensation in your hands, and you really need to pay attention to feel your hands. It's possible, so I can do that, but most of the time, the intention in the genitals is much more intense and much stronger. So this is where I would like to dive into, but I would like to ask some questions. If anybody brought anything, anybody has any questions or any thing that you brought, you want to talk into, anything that is you are curious about, you would like to ask, so that we just do it from there without me overloading you with information. And would like to give it to you. Anybody has a question, what that is we're talking about? What is edging, or why are we doing that? What's the background? Anything is welcome. So please feel free to ask whatever you want to know if you have any questions in this direction. Or the 3-minute game in edging, or you name it. So it's totally up to you.
What is edging?
What is edging? Thank you.
How do you reach it?
How do you reach it? Edging? Okay.
How do you manage it when you are on the edge?
Okay, how do you manage it on the edge? So let's go with what is edging first. So edging is a practice that comes from a tantric experience that I had back in, oh God, this was, I don't know, beginning of 2000 or something. I just noticed when I was starting on the tantric journey that I wanted to master the ejaculatory choice. So I just wanted to not fall down the edge when I'm making love. And I recognized when I actually slow down and really go into the sense of my body that I could be on this edge before climaxing. Yeah, so climax is you just like climb up a hill and you're on top and then you literally go down. But if you just actually go in your sexual arousal up that arousal phase, and you have actually the capacity to stay there and relax into it, you reach a plateau of pleasure. And this plateau of pleasure, this is what is called edging. You literally serve the orgasmic edges without falling down the edges. So you'd actually relax back into your body, and you just come back to the same sensation whenever you want to. Okay, this is the question to Waltz. Does it answer that question? Okay. And then I've seen you, Victor. I just want to go to Chris's question. How to stay there, how to manage that. So there are different factors to that. So one factor is when I started on the journey, neurologically, I have learned the Mantak Chia practice, and that is clenching and squeezing, doing Kegels, you know, with the pelvic floor and the sphincter muscle of the anus and the prostate. So like literally you control the sphincter muscle and your pelvic floor when you want to hold your pee and your poo back. Yeah. And I have learned that the hard way, when you squeeze that muscle, you can control your ejaculation. And what you do is you engage that part of the nervous system that is creating the ejaculation that you want to avoid with the same behavior. So what that does on the long term was I created premature ejaculation and erectile dysfunction by doing that for 10 years. And that was really devastating to my body. So today I completely switched that, or I did that already 10 years ago, or more, no, almost 15 years ago, as I changed that. That you learn to relax. You take the tension out of your pelvic area by doing internal de-armoring, feeling wherever you have contractions and tensions in your body. You breathe as if you expand through your pelvic floor when you inhale, and when you exhale, you relax. You inhale and expand, and exhale and relax. And the main thing is, this is why I'm doing this hand meditation, because if your hands will get it, the rest of your body will get it as well, specifically your genitals. So the main thing that you need to have is the inflow open in your genitals when you make love, that when you feel you're getting closer to the edge, the sensation, you start to get really aroused and you're getting really turned on, you actually slow down and you feel more the slower you go. Yeah. So sometimes you need to stop completely. And in tantric terms, and this has been kind of taught most of the time for men who have premature ejaculation issues, is a so-called start-stop method. So you just actually allow your arousal to occur. You go as far towards the point of no return on the edge as you choose. And when you actually notice that your nervous system is about to climax, you actually take a few deep breaths through your pelvic, you expand, you stop moving, you relax, and let your body conduct that energy through. Yeah. So that's the how. There's more to it. But at the end of this session today, I will give you a link from this YouTube videos they have uploaded, because there are many factors in there, and you can totally dive deeper into that yourself. Victor, I've seen your hand.
Yeah, I was wondering, now when we're talking about edging here, are we limiting it to the self-pleasure practice? But it seems like you answered it. So we don't limit it to self-pleasure practice, I guess.
No. So there are a few important pieces in there. You know, before you do that with a partner, you have some self-exploration firsthand, and you have some access to your neurological wirings, through your emotions, through your settings, whatever comes up, so that when you're with your partner, that you literally know what to look for. Yeah. So you just literally bring your self-love experience into lovemaking. Another important piece is when you bring that into your relationship or into your lovemaking, you need to team up with your partner, that your partner knows this is for the purpose of, or for the intention to edge. Is not about to make you come, is not about you making me come. It's about feeling, sensing, and being with each other with the sensation, with the intention not to run towards orgasm, not to avoid orgasm, or avoid orgasm in total. It's just like you just relax into the sensation, into the pleasure, into the arousal. Yeah. So the teaming up factor is really, really important. And that starts with the self-love practice. So back to Joseph Kramer, you want to touch cocks, not rocks, is when your hands will get it, the rest of your body will get it, and you start feeling and practicing with yourself. And that's what you bring into your intimate lovemaking. And if you don't have a partner, you still have this lovemaking practice with yourself and cultivate your energy on the edge. Yeah? Okay, Waltz, please.
Yes, I just use another word for edging. I use the word slow sex.
Perfect. Slow sex is exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah, but my question is about if we describe the climax is coming after 80%. so-called. After 80%, you are not able to control. So I would prefer to do this kind of practice about when I am on 50 or 60 or 70%. But when I'm on 20, it's becoming very boring for me. So then I'm kind of switching off. And that's a problem sometimes to communicate with my partner.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying with teamwork. So you need to play in the same team, and you actually co-create this journey together, and finding this little nuggets where you're getting distracted or where your partner's getting distracted, so you keep each other present with the sensation. So eye contact is a really important piece here. And slow sex, Mania Robinson, Mania Robinson came up with slow sex. And I mean, slow sex is great. It's a good start. And I personally think that there needs to be a variety, and only slow sex is not what I always wanted to do. Sometimes I just want to go intense and strong and hard. And sometimes I just want to really get crazy and wild. And then is the question, how wild and crazy can I get in correlation with my partner, that my partner has literally access to my emotions, to my physical sensations, so that we're actually playing on the same team and getting crazy together. But if it's getting too high or too hot, then we need to call each other out and calm each other down, Otherwise, if one person runs away, then it won't work. So that the teaming factor is really, really important here to do together. Makes sense? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense. May I do a question? May I make a question?
Yeah, go for it, please.
It's happened to me in the past that making love, the partner was so concentrated or put attention on her, like 90%, 95%, she was be on her sensation. But that give it to me a kind of separation. It's like just like I do the movement, we do the movement, or I do the movement, she receive and is completely in her feeling. But that's brought me many times to feel, fuck, I'm alone. So, yeah, I wanted just to ask, there is a risk to be just in my sensation that I can lose the other?
In terms of somatic experiences and in this entire body of work of the sensory inflow, I have been in the past demoralizing the indirect route. So I said the direct route is number one, and the indirect route is just not so important. Yeah. And personally, I think that was a rigid move and not really supportive. And I think the indirect route is as much important as the direct route. But if we don't have the direct route and we're just only hanging out in the indirect route, then we're getting dependent on that, what is coming back, and we're losing ourselves in the expression of somebody else. Yeah. But if your direct route is activated, the indirect route is so important, specifically in lovemaking, because you just want to use as neurological feedback loop, the indirect route to sense where your partner is. You want to feel, hear, experience them, because that's important.
I want to feel together. It's also like the experience is like we are together in that.
You're together in that. And all these expressions that come up, just like if you say, I don't give a fuck if you moan, I don't give a fuck if your body move, I don't care about that. This is it's a rigid behavior, and I'm guilty of that, and I've done that in the past. And it's a dance, and the dance specifically being active or passive, or being the person in action, or both person in action, or both are passive. That is a constant dance that changes back and forth. And this dance is, in terms of BDSM, you just switch. There's a lot of switching going on. And sometimes people have more impulses to be in action, and sometimes people have more impulses to be not in action. And sometimes both have impulses to be in action. And this is why the teaming up is so important, because you need to get to know each other. And the more you have access to your partner's ways of expressing themselves, the more you know how to deal with that, and vice versa. So it's a constant continuum of dancing. And this is why lovemaking is an art form, and it's not written in the book ABC. It's just constantly changing and moving. So to practice and learn more. Raise your hand. I've seen it.
Yeah, I have 2 questions.
Please.
The first one is, when you make love with your partner, you have all these sensations and feelings, it's all great and so on. First question is, how do you get to a full body orgasm, and without climax? And the second question would be, I already experienced that making not even love, but just getting very erotic with a person is kind of melting everything, the room, the time, the person, and you are just in a kind of an other space, and I just can't remember what happened. I just felt it like another world, being in paradise,
Mm-hmm.
How do you reach that on purpose? What is the steps to reach that? So that would be my 2 questions.
So the first one, instead of having orgasms, after a while the body starts to become orgasmic. And the 3 pillars, as far as I can tell, in Tantra or in tantric lovemaking, is sound, breath, and movements. You just actually allow yourself to breathe. You just actually make sound, whatever comes up, and you follow the impulses of your body and go in any kind of movement your body want to go. And you express that, instead of having a spasmic reflex, that what we know as an orgasm happens actually in the brain, and the expression of the spasmic reflex is just what we know as the, specifically for men, the contraction in the pelvic area. When this is changing, instead of the sympathetic clenching or squeezing, goes into the opposite direction when you expand. Like, imagine woman is giving birth. Yeah. So the woman can't give birth when the yoni is contracted. So, but if the yoni is open and relaxed, then it's a super intense experience. The same is true for your pelvic area. So if your pelvic area is not clenching, and you breathe and you move and you make sound, your body is taking over, and you become orgasmic instead of having an orgasm. So this having an orgasm is just a punctual experience in the genital area, but through breathing and moving your body and the sensory inflow and everything in place, your body becomes that orgasm. You become orgasmic. And instead of climaxing that out, you actually enter plateaus, and you're just going onto waves, and the waves going bigger, and sometimes they're going smaller, and then you rest and relax, and then there are more waves coming in. So it's an ongoing journey. That what you describe with everything is changing and opening up, I did a ton of research on orgasm and climax, and the most leading experts in the world who are doing MRIs and scannings of the brain under orgasms, nobody can explain how the brain works on orgasm, or how orgasm works, or what's really going on. It's just, nobody knows. It's a phenomenal. It's magic. But what I can tell from my own experience, that when you in this cocktail of neurotransmitters and hormones, and that's for some people, or for it's different. Some people entering that faster, some people taking more time in that. But the cocktail that starts to get created, I call that the DMT cocktail, so dimethyltryptamine. And that is starting to get released when you just actually breathe, and when you have a lot of oxytocin and dopamine and serotonin and melatonin, when you have the whole shebang in your body, when you start releasing DMT in your pineal gland, the frequency of your body, of your cerebrospinal fluid that is getting flooded with DMT, starts to vibrate differently, and your brain is actually really not focus, is expanded into the present moment experience. By that, what you feel, you're not in the past, you're not in the future, you just, every cell of your body is literally activated. You vibrate on another frequency, and that in itself is the dance, the spiritual ride that opens up when you start with edging. And I don't know what I'm talking about. Anybody has similar experience like that? Yeah. And that in itself is absolutely worth doing it. Yeah. So, but the question is then how to get there and how to opening up these doors. Yeah. And I see you, Vals. I just want to say one more thing, and then you, Magnus. No, I hold my horses, Vals and then Magnus.
So I just want to reflect on what you say about these tools, how to get there. So I just want to share my experience this summer. I was in a tantric massage retreat, and I realized that the way to come to this state is I need to keep in mind three things at the same time. So the first one is I need to be very careful about to feel how my body is touched. So I just follow very carefully about the hands as I touch. The second one, I need to follow very carefully about my inner feelings, what it calls. So the same for to follow these two things. And the third one, I need to be like in meditation all the time with my breath. And if I could get all three together, it's like it's something happens immediately. But it's difficult to be in the three places at once. So that's my experience.
It's difficult to be in three places at the same time. And the beautiful thing about this entire dynamic is, as we are all different, the three things can be different for all human beings. And if you figure out that these are the three things that are good for you to actually access, that's awesome. And that can be for other people completely three different things, or two different things, or one thing. And important is to find this one or three things individually, and to play with them and allow yourself to discover and explore. So, but thank you for this. Is a great contribution. Thank you for your three things. I love that.
I didn't get the three things. It got some kind of cut off with the tone, so I missed the three things.
Well, are you willing to repeat the three things?
Please.
Yes, the first one, when you have some interaction with somebody, you need to be to very carefully follow the touch, where the touch is going, and just physically follow.
Yeah, I heard that. Okay, follow the touch. Yeah.
The second one, you should follow very carefully about your inner atmosphere. You should follow what kind of emotions, what kind of feelings arises inside of you, and to follow that and express, if you can, express with your voice, express with your movements. I don't know. And the third one, at the same time, I follow my breath to be present, to be completely present at the moment, not to fly away in fantasies or somewhere else.
Okay, thank you.
Magnus, please.
Yes, of course, I can only tell from my own experience then, but of course, as Walt said, that presence is the number one key, I think. But for me, at least, to unlock this, as you call it, has been to do full body de-armoring, to really get your body loose from real tantra massage, real heavy tantra massage that is screaming painful, which relaxes your body in a totally new way. And for me, to get into that state many times, you were mentioning movement, breathing, and sound, and presence, like the pillars of tantra. But for me, that's more like building up. But to get into that orgasmic state is a relaxation. It's like your full body is just you try to just relax in the right moment, and your body's just getting there, right?
Yeah,
My experience.
pretty much. You know, the art form is, and there's nothing to it's hard to cover and or capture, you know, just like when you on the brink of coming, you're on the point of no return, and just like you actually about to explode, and you just literally relax and breathe and sense and feel and relax into that place before orgasm. It doesn't matter if you record that, if you have a video recording, however you do that, it's not to capture, because it's such an individualized internal process that is so hard to describe and giving words to it. And but everybody who has the experience when you can relax into an orgasmic state before climaxing by, you know, by breathing and expanding, you know exactly how it feels, you know. But it's just like it's so hard to give words to something that you can't see from the outside, because it's a totally individualized experience.
I actually have one more point. I realized that now when
Please.
you're talking, that if you're building up with a combination of energy sex and more connection sex, physical sex, let's call it that. If you do that play back and forth so that you're getting your body fully energized, like I don't know if you want to call it Kundalini or whatever, but that you get this energy sex rising part and not only genital, that you have your full body activated. I mean, that's the first key, of course.
Yeah. There was Davida, but Jessica first. No? Oh, just, your microphone doesn't work, so David jumped in.
Okay.
Oh no, you go.
No, I get it. Yeah, I would add safety. For me, it's really important to feel safe, so I can relax my body and yada yada. You get it. Yeah. That's it for me. Thanks.
Thank you.
It is a question, but also an experience that I have. In order to have a full body orgasm, we need to take it up. What they enchanter all the time, the teacher, take it up the energy, because stay in the low chakra, in the Muladhara. And if I go there, also if I relax, then I have the erection go down. But I can bring or let it flow, that energy that is produced down in the perineum, Muladhara chakra, up till the fountain, or but up, and then we need to be open, and we can connect also to the rest of the universe. So doing this kind of big circle, but it's required to have an open channel, open flute. Yeah.
And it's definitely worth figuring out what that means in open channel, and how to access that. So I have an observation I would like to share, because we are all individuals here in that chat room, but lovemaking doesn't happen individualized. Lovemaking happens with a partner that you might have or not have, that is not here yet. Yeah. And in the tutorial, there is one video that I put in about consent without talking about the entire consent dynamic. I've found that from Jordan Peterson somehow, somewhere, where he said, just, you know, if you're not able to talk with your partner about that, what you want to experience in lovemaking and in sex, then you probably have a relationship that is not mature enough to do that. Yeah. So if you cannot talk about that, what you want to experience, then it's probably not possible to do. So, by that said, as we are all here alone, individual on the screen, you have to have this conversation about teaming up with your partner and communicating about what you want to explore and experience with your lover. Yeah. So nobody can tell you how to do that. So you have to have this level of communication with your partner. Yeah. Doesn't matter what I tell you or somebody else tells you, because the two of you become one in a different way, and you need to communicate that individualized. So, and nothing will replace that. It doesn't matter how many books you read. It doesn't matter how much people tell you. It doesn't matter how many videos or courses you do. You know, it's between you and your lover. And your part for yourself, you need to explore that on your own, on however that looks, and wherever you do that, it's totally your individualized experience. But what I want to say is, and this is why this is so profound for me, and I have practiced that quite a lot, is the 3-minute game. You know, each one of you probably know what the 3-minute game is. Yeah. So I share it. So the entire body of work about somatic consent and the engagement system comes from Harry Fettis, the 3-minute game. For 3 minutes, I do what I want. For 3 minutes, you do what you want. For 3 minutes, you do what I want. And for 3 minutes, I do what you want within our limits. Yeah. And I've been in so many workshops, festivals, trainings, explorative experiences, play parties, play dates, you can name it, you know, hundreds of hours. And I have seen so many times when playing the 3-minute games, just like that, people ask for what they want, and then there's this like, oh, can I put my head on your shoulders? And nobody's really asking for what they really want. They just ask for that, what the other person might say yes to, because they are afraid of getting the rejection, and then they're not really showing up for their real desire. So that said, the 3-minute game in its roots is so profound when you play that with your partner in specific dynamic towards sexuality and edging. You know, in many consent circles is being said, take the 3-minute game out of the bedroom and play that first without having a sexual encounter. Yes, that's great. Okay, but we want to touch cocks, not rocks. And actually, we want to play with the real stuff, because we want to play as, and I look at you, Marina, when I say that, because we want to play to practice for the real stuff. Yeah, and playing is the preparation for the real experience. So when you play and play can become real, or play can be real. But when you start playing the 3-minute game and you play that with the intention of edging, yeah, and you play that in the bedroom, you play that intentionally, you can say, hey, can I edge my genitals for 3, 5, 10, 15 minutes, or whatever your agreement is, on you? Can I edge myself on you? Can I practice edging on your body? Can I practice edging my genitals on your genitals within your limits? Yeah. Just try to give that a go, because that changes something. And then your partner does the same thing, edging their genitals on you or on your genitals. Yeah. With the intention just to edge, not to come, but staying as close to the edge as you choose. And then for 3 minutes, can you do to me, can you edge me the way how I want that within your limits? And then I can edge you the way how you want that within my limits. So you can play the 3-minute game specifically towards the intention of edging. And that makes a huge difference. And important is when you play the 3-minute game, or in 5 minutes or 10, or you choose so many minutes, and you have had the experience, the debriefing afterwards, the talking about it, the expression of your experience and being listened to, or listen to your partner when they explore their experience. You learn so much about your partner when you do that, that you don't learn an entire lifetime trying to have the sex of your life and having good luck when you had a good experience. Doing that guides you straight into this realm. And nothing can replace that than you doing it. Does it make sense? Anything about the 3-minute game anybody wants to know? Because the 3-minute game is a master game changer. Anybody want to know something? Questions, comments, reflections, please, Victor. And then
like I've been having a reflection here for a while, because like I've been inspired to a lot of these things, like edging and semen retention, and in my experience it always comes to a point where I can't hold the energy. Like even if I could do this for a few weeks, it's like my porn damage goes wild. It's like, and it comes to a point where, okay, I have to release, like so I want to take it to the next level. You mean,
I will drop the link to the tutorial, because I talk about that in detail. But I think semen retention, when you look from edging from the perspective of NoFap, and I don't know if you know what NoFap is. Let me talk. So fap means, for men watching porn, most of the time they're doing the fap till they come. And NoFap is that you get off porn and you don't fap. So you just stop watching porn and jerking off. And I just saw an interview the other day about people who just like made the NoFap movement big and selling big time courses and stuff like that. They use the dynamic of semen retention. And they say, if you just waste your semen, you waste your spiritual da-di-da. And many tantric schools say the same. If you are ejaculating, once half a year, you're an addict, whatever they say. I think semen retention is not the purpose of edging. Semen retention is, I think it's healthy to contain your semen, but it's unhealthy to put pressure on yourself to keep your semen. It's a natural release of the body. Yeah. And, if you have spent your entire life with, ejaculating, that doesn't mean that you can now choose to do something different, because you're literally hardwired that way to release your semen. And the way of sublimating your sexual energy into spirit is probably a lifelong practice that you might master when you're over 50 or over 60. I don't know. But I think it's actually good to climax. It's good to ejaculate, and it's good to have an orgasm once in a while. And just fully blow your load and enjoy every fucking second of it. You will feel definitely a shift in energy, what is not right or wrong. But then you can choose how often do you want to have that. Is it actually really necessary every time when you want to ejaculate? But the point is, how often is ejaculating healthy? Your body will tell you when it's healthy. And I personally choose to ejaculate just on full moon. Yeah. I have chosen moon cycle. 100% full moon is 1.5 hours once a month. And I blow my load with all joy and fun and celebrate it and enjoy it to the max. So don't get rigid about ejaculation and semen retention. I think it's not healthy.
So we all know what you're doing tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that input. Yeah, because I've been taking in a lot of that info, and for like the past year or something, every time I kind of ejaculate, it gives me this shame that I shouldn't.
Yes.
I don't actually know what's the difference between the lack energy loss from the genital sneeze, or what's the prolactin sense.
Yeah, you know, I had a few months back something similar. I actually was edging, and then I came. Yeah. And what happens is I had this shame attack, not a shame and guilt. I felt so wrong. And then I actually looked in the mirror and I said, just like, oh, come on, it's okay. And then I recognized when I said it's okay that I still was justifying and wanted to make my sensation, my body sensation of guilt and shame wrong. And then I recognized that the wrong making of my guilt and shame was actually the story that I was running. And I was saying just like, fuck it. Give me all the shame and guilt that I can feel as a body physical sensation, and let the story just run. But I just want to feel all shame and guilt of all lifetimes of all human beings here right now. And if that can kill me, just fucking kill me on shame and guilt, because it can't. And the stories were just vaporizing. So that said, you know, shame and guilt is from the outside conditioned set of, you know, stories that makes our sensation of the release of the neurotransmitter and hormones that makes us feel shame and guilt in our body, makes that wrong. And I think it's the wrong making of feeling this sensation what fucks us up. It's not the sensation of shame and guilt. Marina was the next one. Marina, please. And then
I love to hear this 3-minute game in the context of edging, to play with a partner, lover, and I say it sort of mostly to myself, like still it is this okay, being able to ask, what is it that brings me to the edge, like for the specific way I want to move, or how I want to be touched. So it actually brings me to the edge and to stay there. So yes, that was it was important for me to say it out loud.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But yes, thank you so much for that.
Yeah. Waltz, please. You had your hands up.
Just reflect on your sharing about shame and guilt, and what I realize the same. I have the same feeling sometimes. I realize that actually it's a shame about to be happy. So in some way, I'm ashamed. This is kind of just a symptom, but actually it's a shame to be happy. But why should I not accept? I'm happy. Yes, I'm happy, and I'm accepting. I like ejaculate. I'm happy. So that's it.
You know, that broke open in me a few years back. Under Corona, I was walking through Berlin. It was snowing and people on the street outside, and I just noticed that people are so lonely. And then when I saw their loneliness, I actually felt so much fear. And then I went home, and then I was actually recognizing that all the loneliness and the fear that I felt in people were just like out on the street. That was my own loneliness and my own fear. And then I faced my own fear of dying. And then I recognized just like, shit, what if I'm dying here? Nobody will actually realize that, and I will die on my own. And then I said just like, well, there's fear of dying and not being recognized. And then I actually, it's just like, well, let's let face the fear. And then I noticed that was not the fear of dying alone. It was the fear of fear. Yeah. And then I said just like, okay, so let the fear of fear just come up. And I had kind of just like it was nearly a feargasm that I had. And when the fear of fear was gone, it took, I don't know, maybe 2-3 minutes, the fear of dying was coming up. And then I actually said, it's like, okay, so if the fear of dying keeps me away from the experience of death, and I'm not afraid of the fear anymore, and the fear of death can just evaporate, then I'm ready to die here right now. And it didn't happen, obviously. Oh, that was a profound experience. So I play with that as an embodied experience on all levels. So the fear of fear, or the internalized shame and wrong making conditioned from the outside about what you said, feeling joy, just like, just bring on the shame and the guilt of feeling joy without making it wrong. It's a body sensation. Yeah, thanks for that. That's profound. Okay, so what I would like to do is I would like to open up the chat here, and here it is. And I dropped the link on YouTube from that playlist of the edging playlist that I've uploaded. Please feel free to share, to watch it. And if you have any questions there, please feel free to ask them in the comments. And this is free open source, so I just put quite some effort in there to just upload that and create that. So share it around, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. There's as well a link on Calendly if you just want to know more what edging is and how to find it, and have any deeper questions. There is a Calendly link that you can take a 15 or half an hour, I don't know exactly, it's half an hour call, just you and I, and we can talk in person about edging, what it is, and how you can dive deeper in if you have any questions. Where are your obstacles? Where do you want to learn more of? What are the ways? And so there are a few themes in there. So edging and the nervous system, edging and ejaculation, edging the 3-minute game, edging and the inflow, edging, and all these different things. So if you have any questions about that, they might be getting answered there. And if there's anything that you need to know that is not in there, you can let me know. Hey, Matt made a video about that, and I'm totally happy to do that.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. I hope this is helpful. And I will post it as well on my Facebook wall, because I had a post there on edging and coffee enema. So that was a big thing. So I would like to invite you to put the object back in your hand for a few moments, whatever the object is. And let's share my screen again. And so while you're taking that back in your hands and feeling the object with your hands, just notice for a moment that the sensory inflow on your hands, this is exactly what you can feel on your genitals when you edge. And because there are so many nerve endings on your genitals more than on your hands, the sensation on your genitals will override the sensation in your hands. But when your hands get it here right now, your genitals will have it already. So this is a sensation, the sensory inflow, that belongs to you, that has nothing to do with me or with somatic consent, that always was there, there always will be. You have access there in your body, and that is your landing pad, your physical, sensual landing hub of feeling pleasure in your body, and that belongs to you, and that belongs to you alone. And what you do with that is absolutely your utter choice. I have chosen to make that my preference in life, how to relate, how to engage, how to feel, how to sense, how to be in my body. And if this is something that resonates with you, make it yours. So there are so many different ways of using it. And lovemaking and edging is definitely my #1 experience, and it has changed everything for me, how I engage and how I relate and how I make love. And if this is something that you can have a benefit from in your own life, please make it yours. All right. So while you're there feeling yourself, there were a lot of words shared, a lot of stuff. And what has landing in you, what is resonating, and what you might need more of. Let's do a check out based on this question. What's your takeaway from that call, and what would you like to know more about, or whatever you want to say to check out? Would like to start?
I can start.
Yes.
I like the playlist. I checked it quickly that you sent the edging playlist, and I'm very curious to watch it. And I appreciate a lot this session. I think it was a very good discussion and introduction. Thank you.
Thank you. Good job. Checkout is not mandatory, but you're more than welcome.
Okay, I say thank you for this conversation. It's been inspiring. I take this link with me, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to read about and listen to this coffee thing.
Yes, go for it.
Yeah.
And if you have questions how to do it, please reach out. There are some links I can send to you.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Please do. I send you something.
Okay.
I would also like to thank you for this and for the 3-minute game. I will take it upstairs to the bedroom.
Yes.
Thank you.
I can only say thank you again. I appreciate this so much. And I have been having a little bit of problem keeping focus today. But I'm glad for the links. I will check out the whole thing and experiment with it a lot. Thank you so much.
All right.
I would like to say thank you for everybody and for you. It was inspiring, and I feel a bit more free after this conversation, because kind of some obstacles feels like removed on my way. That's a good feeling.
Thank you.
I'm also thankful for the discussion today and for the link. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Johnny.
Thank you. And yes, I also enjoyed very much the discussion, and Matt, also your own experiences was very, very, very rewarding to hear. And how you connect all of these things. I think that's why I came, and I really enjoyed to hear that.
Thanks for joining.
So I'm really grateful to have a place where we can share this kind of research, life research. Thank you, Matt, to you personally, and also the Somatic Consent Academy, because it's important, because I'm a researcher too, to have a point where every week for 2 years we meet and we discuss and we go forward with our research. So that's my experience. So I'm very grateful for that. For this, not for that.
Okay, who's left? Then love yourself. Thanks for joining today. I appreciate you being here. We do this every Monday, and if you would like to be part of the calls every Monday, please reach out. You can be 3 months free in the academy and join every Monday and just check it out and see who we are and what we do and what we're talking about. And, you know, there's the book to download, the courses to get, and, you know, there's a lot of resources. Please feel free to use all that. So reach out personally if you want to be part of it. I send you a link. You get 3 months for free. And then it costs $400 a year, what is literally the price of a coffee cup for every call if you just join. And share the link about the edging thing. Just let that go around. So it's open free source. So give that to other people, you know, use it. And thanks for joining. Love yourself and ciao for now.